Hello and welcome to JoyRide with your hosts, the Metaphysical Moms, Tiffanie and Kari. JoyRide takes you on a spin through all things spiritual and soulful, including holistic healing, energy work, and personal development. Now, here are your hosts, Tiffanie and Kari.
Hello, Joyriders. How are you? This is Tiffanie Williams. Hi, Kari.
Hello. Good morning. How is everyone?
We're good.
We're good.
Hi, Sara.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, Kari.
Hi.
Kari squared.
You know, we can't even pretend that we don't have people in the studio. As you know, we usually kind of talk first and then we introduce our guests.
Like,
we can't do that anymore.
Right.
People here.
And today's a tea time, but I feel like it's like show and tell. You know, when you're in elementary school and you got to bring something and share and tell. It's what it is today because we're an update. We haven't seen you guys in a while.
It's been a while.
So much
Way
is going
too long.
on.
And we got
Are you
so much
texting?
to catch up. No, I'm sharing. I promise.
Yes, hi to
Would you share
Facebook
mine too?
Live. Hello. I'm not sure which camera we're
Hello,
on.
everybody.
We're moving into the 2000s here with our Facebook Live cameras, and we're getting the hang of it.
Well, that's all because of Bobby.
Bobby Duncan, thank
Bobby
you.
Duncan.
The
He's
man behind the curtain making the magic happen.
Ooh, speaking of, we watched Oz last night. Wizard of Oz, the original,
Yes?
1939.
Oh.
I know. I've never seen it.
We used to dress up.
You've
Oh my
never
gosh.
seen it.
There's Sound of Music I've never seen. I mean, there's so many things. I was deprived as a child. I probably did see it. I just forgot.
I remember getting dressed up in fancy Christmas clothes every year to watch Wizard of Oz.
And then you just sit on your couch?
Yeah, I just sit on the
I
floor.
would always
All
imitate
dressed
the
up.
lion, the cowardly lion.
Oh, did you really? I always loved like the piece. My kids were like, the costumes are terrible. The CGI has come a long way. It's like, that's not CGI, guys.
But don't you see,
Yeah.
like now, the metaphysical part?
Oh,
Follow
definitely.
the
The
yellow
journey
brick road.
with the friends. Yes, yep.
And how she
You
wakes
always
up at
had
the
it.
end?
It's a joyride. They went on a
different
joyride.
Yes.
To the shiny Emerald City.
See,
I'm the lion.
Bobby started this by saying, man behind the curtain.
We're rabbit trailing. So this is just a tea time to have fun and catch up with our beautiful Houston peeps. I know so many of our joyriders, they tell us that they don't have a community. They don't have anyone to talk to about all the stuff that's going on. So we want to change that. We want to have this be a open forum. So if you're joining us on Facebook Live, we want to hear from you. What's going on with you guys? What are your experiences? And share.
I know,
Show and tell time.
Well, that really is the thing. I know for a long time I thought I was the only one out there. Of course, we always think that, and then you find out there are people all
not
around
alone.
you. Well, yeah, but then and it's like having friends or mates. You have to find your tribe that fits. And anyway, I always recommend workshops. Go to workshops because you'll find people at workshops. And I started out with James Van Prague.
And I was at the same one. We were at the same one. We didn't even, isn't that crazy?
I know, isn't that
In
wild?
2014.
Orbited.
I may have been there
just-
too. I don't know.
No, I would have noticed you, Kari.
Unity, right?
Yeah,
Unity.
yeah. Houston's
I
Unity.
may
It's a
have
great
been there.
place.
I have a picture.
Do you really?
Me and James. They call me
Really?
baby.
Ah, baby.
He wouldn't talk to me.
Oh, well.
I got my feelings kind of hurt. Nah, he gets inundated, I'm sure. I'm sure he's just... Okay, so I have one more thing. Yes. So husband and I were at a play this past week. And I was sitting there and we were on the second row and it's this little tiny place and it was a great play. And there was this one scene where they're about to hang this man and I just wanted to say, stop, you need to get out. And I thought, that must be what the guides feel when they're just going, oh shit, how is this going to play out? What is she going to do?
Cut the rope.
Right. I know, but you can't interfere, just like you really cannot jump on stage and grab the man that's about to hang him.
Right.
Hang his buddy, yeah.
Our poor guides.
Yeah,
There's that
interesting.
picture of that guide that she's
Oh,
smoking
mine?
a cigarette and
She's an
all
angel.
wrinkled. Yeah, she's like, it's been tough being your guide.
I've aged, my God.
And I just heard like Robin Williams come through saying the piece in Good Morning Vietnam where he says, dang it, get a rope and hang it.
Yeah. And there he is. Okay. So our friend last week, Amy, that's your daughter. Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy was talking about how he pops in, and then he pops in with me
really?
too.
Okay.
What is up with him? Is this just like a tribe thing, or is he just really close around? Because he is one of your buddies.
Yeah, he's one of my buddies, and I didn't know it until like he was just like right in my face. Yeah, so that's really cool. Robin, I mean, any of you can invite Robin in.
He'll
He's
pop
around.
in.
He'll pop in.
He really will pop
His-
in.
His comedic energy just comes right in and takes over.
I actually saw him. I'm not sure it wasn't my 3D eyes. You know, it was this eye. But I mean, he just popped in. He was standing next to me. No, I think I tell that every
She's
story.
making out with him now.
Oh God. Yeah, that was weird. He was a great kisser, though.
You're like,
It was a great kisser.
Like
Tell
the
me all
astral
about
travel? Is it like
That's
astral?
her. She's
Okay.
been astral traveling.
No, before we get it too far, I want to, for those that don't know, Kari and Allison, you guys here in Houston.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Well, yeah, but
It's okay.
Allison
I'm sorry,
hopefully is listening
Kari and
to you.
Allison and Sarah. Excuse me. Hi to Allison from Down Under. Kari and Allison have the Shiny Show, which
That's
is
right.
An amazing YouTube channel where you guys interview
Everything.
Everything. You will
Everything.
interview planets and past humans and aliens and just if it exists, it's got a vibration and you can and Allison can tap in it and you ask the best questions.
You really do ask
I don't know
great
how I pull that
questions.
off,
Oh my
but I
gosh,
get
they're
that
hilarious.
compliment a
You're
lot,
channeling
so
that.
thank you.
You do.
I must be.
Yeah,
But you
I
make
think
it
so.
totally relatable too to
Right.
what's going on to us. So
And
I love.
they're questions I would want to know.
All right.
And what I do is I'm going to cut you off right there. I put it on loop, and so as I'm working, I've been cleaning up my
Yeah,
office.
you said that.
And it goes to the next one and the next one, and so I just listen to my Kari. And
Yammer
Allison,
away.
And Allison on the Shiny Show, and it's always about silver linings. But we did a couple shows with you. The first show was back in August of last year, number 13, and it was all about your awakening and how you came into all your healing abilities and kind of came out of your spiritual closet.
That's right.
And then we did a show with Allison and you on in November where she was able to channel the higher selves of our kids.
God, that was
Wow.
cool.
It was so
That was really
interesting
cool.
to see how we all travel together as a soul group and all the different lessons that we learn.
I'm still using that advice you gave too.
I am too. I remember the no red fizzy
No
dye
red
can.
dye.
It affects
Josh
your
can't
kids.
have red. Yeah, but he'll still eat the blue candy. But
Yeah.
the red one's off the
blue
table.
pill or the
Right?
red? Yeah.
And then Sarah Kajawa, we did a show with you last December, and it was all about your story with your son Adam transitioning and how that has brought you full circle now into having a relationship with him now in spirit, and that you're able to connect with him, and now you're a medium and are able to connect
Yep.
to Robin Williams and
Celebrities. and-
celebrities, and you've got a whole bunch of stuff going on
Yeah,
too.
lots of things going on, and I want to thank you again for the show in December because that was very healing for me. So I appreciate
it's
it.
such a beautiful
it
show.
was. You
Thank
had so
you.
many comments. I know on our Facebook and website you had so
that's
many
great.
people
Thank
say
you.
thank you for that.
And I know this is part of my calling is to help others because we
Yeah.
each have our own path, and to help other families, other parents, and if their child has transitioned or is in the process of transitioning, we can communicate with the higher self and relay messages, especially even for the loved ones. If you connect, before they transitioned, you can even communicate with their loved ones before they transition to have healing messages.
Oh wow.
So that's, I think, the journey of learning all about communicating with our higher selves, because in the beginning of my journey, I thought you couldn't speak to someone who is alive. still,
Right.
even though telepathically we are at all times
Yeah.
and how we're all connected. So it's taken a turn and twist.
Okay, we're going to get into that because you
doing
and
some-
our friend Nora, who we had on the show, she's a past life regressionist
Yes,
and
that
life
we-
between life
yeah.
regressionist, and amazing. I think her show was number 27. You guys are starting off a whole new thing.
She asked me to be a part of it.
Can you tell us about it?
Soul Bridges International is her Facebook page, and she's starting a beautiful endeavor to help those who are incapacitated and cannot communicate.
For example,
Coma or
coma, Alzheimer's.
or ALS or
Yes.
same thing.
Yes. So all different levels. And so we communicate with their higher self. So there might be a message for the loved ones from them. Because, we all can sense and feel, but when you're in those emotions, it's
Right.
hard to kind of wrap your head around it and grasp.
You're in the cloud.
Yes, you're in the cloud. And so she's starting this endeavor, and I know it's going to take off, and this is going to be huge, and it's going to be beautiful.
Do you have any idea how big that is? That's amazing.
know.
What a beautiful healing.
So working through, so her Facebook page explains more of, whether
Okay, we'll put
there are
links
different
to
approaches.
on joyrideshow.com to all the things that we're going to talk about today.
And she's actually coming on the show in a couple of months to talk more about this as well. And she said that the website is not up yet. They're working on it. It's about to go live. And so and what she's done, from what I understand, is she's brought on folks like you
Mediums,
that
yeah.
can do this, and then people will reach out to you. Now, will it be in person or via Skype, or how will it work?
Well, each medium does theirs differently, as we know, right? Some are would rather email, so it just depends on, just like we do with the channeling air mediums. Everyone's different, and if there's in the Houston area, of course, it would be great if they came right to me.
Yeah.
I prefer that. They could
will
be over
you
the
go
phone.
to them too?
I don't know. We haven't worked out any of that.
All the details,
but,
yeah.
but sure.
But I love
It could
this
be over the phone.
I love past life regression stories, and people who are able to, when they're transitioned, go back into their past life, and somebody who may have been in a coma or Alzheimer's or in some kind of mental condition where they couldn't speak, they know everything that's going on. They see everything. They say, thank you for the love that you gave me those 10 years that I couldn't communicate.
Yes, I know.
And thank you for this, and I was aware of everything. My soul was aware, and I just couldn't communicate it, even though it looked like I was mentally incapacitated.
Yeah.
And so for people to know that now,
I know.
oh, I'm really excited about this for you,
awesome.
Sarah.
This idea,
This
I
is
believe,
great. This is going to be.
I only heard about it 3 minutes ago. But this is something that I kind of always, not always, but recently thought about too, because it's one of those that's just like a no-brainer, a common sense service. But it hasn't been done yet, and here it is. I love this idea.
And I know part of me, and I know Nora reached out to me because everything I went through, with Adam's death.
Right.
But I had the beauty of my guides being able to surround me and help me to communicate all those messages right away with Adam that I didn't have when he was in physical for healing. And there's a few that I still have my triggers, of course. So this will give an opportunity for the families on both sides to be able to communicate.
And why we haven't done this before now, I mean, she told me this, and it was like, yeah, of course, this is amazing. So, yay, I can't wait to hear about it. Once you get in, I'd love to hear.
Well, I can't wait for
Well,
Nora to be on your
we'll
show.
do another show. Yeah, we'll do a show.
Well, you'll have to be here, too, because she's coming to town.
Oh, good.
Oh, she is coming. She's going to come to Houston.
Yes.
All right, great.
I'm not sure if it's in the fall or later this summer. So
Awesome.
Yay. Okay, so guys, we have so much happening, and so I know that you recently did a trip, and I know there's some UFOs involved, and I don't know.
Can you
I'm
tell
gonna
us
let you
about?
lead.
Let me go ahead.
Okay, I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But give us a little tiny taste. There it is.
That was
We're
good. That was a
gonna
good one.
let you and Alison
Alison.
kind of have your shiny show debut, but we want a little.
And Alison, you have to come on the show.
I have
so we can all talk about
so
it.
many little bits. So many. So
Well, you were there for a while.
I was there for almost 2.5 weeks. I left my babies behind. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take a minute because my kids, I got to give them the best props. My kids are little still. They would get themselves ready in the morning. Nobody's home. Got themselves ready for school in the morning.
Not even Dad?
Nope. He's gone 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So they got the school bus. Then they would come home from school, do their snacks, do their homework. Then they'd make themselves dinner and go to bed. Yes, because he
You have
was
some
gone
good-
all day.
Well, that's a good momming.
I trained them. I got really good latchkey kids. But when I was in Vegas, so I went to Vegas for Alison and my big shiny event. But beyond that, there were some crazy stories that went on, and I'm going to share one of my favorites with you guys. There was one woman, her name's Judy. She was driving in from... Well, I'm going to let Sarah start this part because I was busy with something else. Go ahead and start with Judy.
Yeah. Okay, so your event was going on, and I went on a joyride with Dennis to go
Yes.
visit his mom, and I could do a Reiki session on his mom and on Dennis at their home because he lives in Vegas. He was here for the January event.
Yes.
And we were coming back into town, and we get a call from Judy, who was also on her way in from
LA.
California. And she goes, you got to see this amazing cloud. I've been following this cloud all the way from California, and I'm an hour away from Vegas. You got to look. And I look out the right window, and there's this huge oval cloud, like a mushroom-shaped cloud. Speaking of mushrooms. So it's like, oh, my gosh. And it was just beautiful with all the sunset colors coming through. And so we talked about that for a few minutes, and then we went and picked up a few of the other attendees to the event and showed them the cloud, and they're like, oh my gosh, look at this cloud, and they're all taking pictures. So we're on our way back to the hotel, and we stayed, and it was in Alison's room, looking out the window, and we opened the window,
And there it
there's
is
the
still.
same cloud. It followed us all the way and hadn't moved. The only
How
cloud in
long?
the sky.
So it's the
I
only
couldn't tell you if
cloud
it was
in the
half
sky.
a mile or 3 miles wide.
There's no wind, and it happens to be in saucer shape. But
You sent me a picture
nobody
of this.
notices. Yeah, I
there's
mean, it was
pictures
so
all over.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I did get a chance to ask God's God if that was in fact.
Wait, God has a
ship.
God?
Yeah, we'll get into that with Allison. But I just want to throw that little nugget at you.
Teaser.
Yes. So we had
Super
confirmation that it was in fact some kind of something. But I got even more confirmation, and this is the story I'm really excited to share about. Because the other day, you guys know about my M6 group, about me and Eric and Heather and Michael and the other two missing. So this is my soul group. So I've been hanging out online with Heather a lot, and Heather's been practicing her trance channeling with me. So we did it the other day, and she's always writing these stories. I think I told you about Heather, about her experiences with aliens.
Yeah.
So Heather says, I want to, Sam and I were ready to trance channel for you. And I'm like rubbing my hands together. And we did Eric for about an hour, and then we did the alien for about an hour. His name is Sam, and they're in a relationship. And I got permission to talk about him from her, but she didn't say what I could and what I couldn't.
You did Eric, and you did.
I did Sam.
Can you clarify, please?
Well, Eric needs no clarification. We've been dating, but Sam and I, Sam is Heather's. So Sam told me, because Heather wanted to come out to the desert and see Sam. And so Sam said, I'll show my ship or something like that. And sure enough, that was not his ship. It was somebody else's ship. But there were other races on there. And one of the reasons that they were there was because our event was such a huge beacon to the galactic community. And they were so impressed. So when I was talking to Sam the other day, Sunday, he said that that event helped the galactic community too, because they were so impressed by how open humans have become, and that there was so much love, and that made them feel more comfortable with maintaining or creating relationships with humans. And when I was talking to him, it was so personal. It wasn't like a Shiny Show interview where I'm extra bouncy and happy and trying to come up with questions that will benefit all. It was just one-on-one, intense and emotional. And he's telling me about their culture. He's telling me about their dynamics, and I'm getting some secrets. For example, he says that there are underground casinos that we humans don't know about. There's one under I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you. There's some downtown,
I don't want
too.
the big black cars following you around. So let's shut that down, please.
Well, he said he'd come and meet us down there. So Heather and I have a date to go meet the tall whites in Vegas. He says, you name the time and the place and we'll be there. Isn't that crazy?
The tall whites that are really blue?
I don't know if he's blue. I'll have to find out.
I wonder if there's a mob scene too, because you guys when you were in Vegas. I know there's a lot of interviews you guys did with a lot of the Rat Pack and a lot of the mobsters. I wonder if that's part of it.
Is that where they go?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they started the underground casinos or something.
You go secret knock.
I've actually heard, and I can't go into it, but I've actually heard that there are a lot of things under the ground. I mean, there are a lot of
all over the place too. On one of the Shiny shows, somebody said that there's you wouldn't believe what's under the ground under UK.
Ooh, same with the Denver airport.
I know there is
yeah.
some weird base under
yeah.
there. Yeah, you got to look at the murals in the Denver airport. They're weird.
I don't want to. I don't want to. No. That's cool. And this has been coming up for me. Someone, I recently opened up my own Facebook page, and someone sent me a picture of the same type of cloud, and anyway, we'll get into what I'm up to, sort of, but it's taken that whole UFO bent, and it's just coming at me from all different directions. But I haven't seen a cloud yet.
It really is. It's a real cloud. I mean, they create a cloud to hide themselves, and it's funny to me because it's just a fucking cloud, and people are just duped by this,
and nobody sees it.
And they just, it's like they put a sticker on top of them, and you can't see me.
It's like your thumb. You're not there. You're not there.
Like the little kid with the sheet over its head. If I can't see you, you can't see me. But we don't see them.
But you know what, though? Didn't you see somebody looked this up, because somewhere out there, somebody took a picture of a road, and there were like 5 of those clouds. Just
5 stickers.
5 stickers.
Well, surely they have to show up on radar. I mean, surely there's some kind of way to detect.
The government might know out in Nevada. They might know because they are hanging out. I mean, they might make appointments. For all I know, the humans were up there having a party with them.
Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. Okay, so it is. I want to do a trip. I have this book, and it's really cool. And this professor retraced the steps of these 2 men in the late 1800s, and they went to Mexico and down to like Central America, and looking at UFOs, and they talked to all these indigenous thank you folks that had seen them, had been taken, all this stuff. I would love to do that. I would love to go to certain places and see if we could find them. Maybe
you're coming to Vegas
Alison
with us then.
That might be easier. We won't have to have a passport. Yeah, but wouldn't it
We
be
need,
fun?
yeah, Alison
We'll go to
can be our,
Mexico.
she could be like our human
be our
divining
guide.
rod.
Oh, we have some people. Heather's saying you can say whatever you want.
Yay,
and Nora
thank you,
is saying woohoo.
That's what
Talking
she
about
said,
Nora.
Heather.
Oh, Heather, I don't want any visuals.
And Jill Porter saying, can't wait for you and Heather to meet the tall whites. Hopefully you can video your meeting.
Can you believe that?
Oh, it won't work.
I know.
You think?
Hi
He
to
said that-
everybody. Hi, Nanette. Hi, Kathy Dent. Hi, everybody on Facebook Live.
Hello.
This is so fun.
So Sam said, because it's so interesting, I don't mean to hog this, but he said that he would come with, his Men in Black gear. He's going to have glasses and a hat and gloves. He says, because we only have 4 fingers. And he says our eyes, you'd see it in our eyes. And the human psyche is more fragile than we, know.
We'll fry you.
Yeah. So even though, we know that that's an alien right there, but when we see it, we just won't be able to deal with it. That's trippy.
I know Bashara said that before. He said, we've made agreements to come for people who said they're ready. We're ready for contact. And we show up and they can't do it. They can't
Well,
handle.
I wonder
they
that,
cannot
though.
hang.
It's like, sure, yes, I would love to see one. Then, it's like the dog that kind of tries to hunt down the big Mack truck.
And then you actually catch it. You're like,
whoa! I know. I don't know what I would do.
Well, let me throw one last tidbit in because I'm going to allow you to use this as a segue if you choose.
Okay.
But Sam and his people are from one of the stars. It's a binary system from Arcturus. And Heather even has a tattoo of the word Arcturus on her arm before. And this, I don't know when she got this, but it was before all this stuff. So she's got that connection right there. And don't you have some kind of Arcturian connection?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's so I had my Marconics recalibration. That's part of why I didn't join you guys because I was right in the middle of this big
Sifting and sorting.
Something. Yeah, and so. So this Arcturian thing has just been coming at me from so many different directions, and I'm just shut down, and I can't think of one example.
Well, maybe you could talk about your eyeball stuff and what they said about. Did anybody say anything about that?
About my eyeball? Well, that apparently is Arcturian. I mean, that is the triangles are there are 3 different. There's like the indigenous, the white man, and something else, and so it's communication, and I do believe that because I tried to show. Someone, you guys have, did you
Yes.
see it?
We've seen
Did you
the
actually
eye.
see it?
I think, did we see the eye in
Or did you
there?
see the picture?
No, it was like a few days after. I think
See,
when it went
that's the
over.
thing. You've
But that's
seen
okay.
it.
Yes, I've seen it. We tried to
Someone-
look. Yeah, we
Someone has seen it
But
other
it's
than
not
me
there all
and
the
my
time.
mother-in-law.
It's not there all the time. It
No,
shows up.
it's not.
This is the lighting in Kari's house.
It's
For
on my
some
Facebook
reason,
page.
sometimes, on her Facebook page. For some reason, sometimes she has these amazing. It looks like sacred geometry shapes, and you've
a
researched them and
four-sided
found out
cupboard.
in her cupboard.
In my cupboard.
Hey, the Lion, the Witch, and the Drawer. You can
Right.
go through the
Have you
cupboard
gone
into
in
another
Not the Indian
dimension.
in the cupboard, the Arcturian.
Investigate to see with that sacred geometry, the vibration,
And-
the energy message out of that?
Well,
or
originally,
is it subconscious? Like,
Kira
download?
told me it's sound. So I've heard sound. I think it's a download. I think they're downloads, and because it was in response, the very, very, very first time I saw it reflecting off my Fiesta my Fiesta plate, it was in response to show me a sign that I
Right,
won't
right.
miss, so
Sure.
that I don't think I'm
That's
crazy.
perfect.
And of course,
No, that's
then
I
was
bet you
looking
thought you
more
were crazy.
No, I did. I looked at it. I was like, Ruth, who my husband's mom, was like, do you see that pyramid with an eye in the middle?
She made sure that you put the dishes exactly in the right spot for the light to illuminate. See,
Exactly, but I keep trying to.
no,
She
it's
can't
perfect.
recreate it.
No,
Yeah.
it's
can't
awesome.
recreate it, and I was trying
That's
to show
awesome.
someone recently, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't see
You know
it."
what? People always think you're crazy until you're proven not crazy. I'm
That's
thinking
right.
of Close Encounters of the Third Time, where the guy's making the mashed potato pyramid, right?
Right.
And everyone's like, "You're crazy,"
Okay.
and then you're not crazy when
Right.
there they are.
Yeah.
So you're not crazy.
Thank
We
you,
believe
honey.
you.
Well, okay, and then looking, I'm a little crazy, but crazy's fun. I
We
mean,
have the same brain.
we got the same
Okay,
crazy.
you guys dressed alike,
I know
and
we
we
do.
dressed
We're dressed
alike.
alike.
We're kind of
So
doing
funny.
the yin and yang thing
Yeah,
here.
we're
You
the white
guys
and
are here
white.
dark and shiny, and we're the light and grounded
Right.
over here.
Well, okay,
We
so
love you.
I am working on these skills. I am working on, and I was really curious because I did actually listen to your show this morning, the one with Arcturus, whatever. And
Silas.
Mila, you keep
Milas.
getting that wrong. It looked
Miley
like
Cyrus?
Mi-
Miley Cyrus?
Milo,
Milas.
Milas. And he, anyway, so I'm really curious about that and the guides. But it's all starting to come together. Like I'm starting, they've been giving me these puzzle pieces for the last 3 or 4 years. And all of a sudden, actually, one of my green folders that I brought, it says puzzle pieces. And it's
They will all fit together at some point.
But
They
it
will.
does.
They're all
And
pieces.
The only person I could really explain it to is my 8-year-old, and he got it. I was like, okay, now this happened. But yeah, but when I was 14, I went to Florida and I stayed with this family. They're a really, really nice family. And you know what their boat's name was that I stayed on?
Milas.
Arcturus. I mean, looking back, anyway, that
Was it
means
blue?
something to me.
Ting.
I have no idea.
It
no
means
idea.
blue? Is that what you said?
No, was it blue?
Oh.
Yeah, but they're blue. But my son did glow blue that time.
What?
Charlie, he was this beautiful indigo blue. I woke up. He always sleepwalks. Anyway, I digress. So I am working towards that and the whole Galactic Federation thing.
Yeah,
but that's what
awesome.
Eric had said. He's like, yeah,
That's your thing.
You're not supposed to medium thing. You're dealing with
Yeah,
dimensions.
and
but
what?
you're st-
Okay, wait.
still
I want to
mediumship,
know.
Speaking to galactic beings.
Yeah.
Still a medium.
That's a different
Just
kind,
a different
'cause
dimension.
I'm an
dimensional
energy
being.
Tuning
Yeah.
into a different energy of
Yeah.
a different
A little
vibration. than
higher
we can
vibration.
see in our 5 senses.
Okay,
But it has to be holding you down.
I have to tell you guys that I know this shit sounds really weird.
Well, and if you
But-
can't see it with your 5 senses, it sounds really weird because we can't see what you're talking to.
I
But
know.
everybody in here has had these experiences other than 5 senses and say, well, just because you can't see it and quantify it and label it does not mean it's
doesn't
not
mean
real.
it's not real. That's
So-
exactly
and
right.
I think we all have different gifts and levels and abilities. So,
Yeah, there they are, and there are a lot of
And
things
they're
I can't do.
developing, and
If
they
you
don't make
believe your
sense.
own story and as crazy as it is, you have no choice but to believe other people's
right.
crazy stories
You-
because then you
yeah.
invalidate your own.
Allison told me that. She said you can't believe one thing and not other things. It's like you have to kind of, you either buy the ticket or you don't, and I love that.
Yeah.
okay,
I love it.
Nanette. Hi, Nanette. She says, you're not crazy. I get downloads too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And hi,
Anything and
Linda.
everything is
Hi,
possible, for
Jean.
sure.
Hi, Leo. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Irene from Poughkeepsie.
Nora's
Hello,
watching
Denise.
Nora!
I love
wait
that
for
we
Nora
can
to come.
join us. Ask questions, guys. If
Yeah,
you have
we
anything,
love
or
to
if
hear.
you have your own
Forgetting to look.
experiences. Or
I have a question.
Please.
I have an answer.
Well, it's for you.
good.
I want to know. Okay, I read a little bit about that big old long thing you sent me. How are you going to help
hear
me
the whole
like
thing?
go
That
through
big long
portals or
thing?
There we go again. That's what
Oh,
she
can we
said.
talk about the mushrooms? The peanut mushrooms? Okay, first, ask her a question.
Well, how are you supposed to? What are you going to do to help facilitate somebody else cross dimensions or something like that? I read something a little bit like that.
That I wrote?
I think so.
No, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. we're
Apparently, I'm
still
supposed to
figuring it
meditate,
out.
and I still don't.
Okay, well, I'm going to help you with that part.
All right, fine. No, I don't know exactly. I know that there are a lot of timelines that are dropping off, and I know right now things have sped up to a point. So I was recently contacted by someone who had a friend that sees the new Earth quite a bit, and that's a few years ago. They showed all of that to me, and so and then I found a video. And this woman who agreed to be on the show, which will be really fun, she was talking about she does the
Dolores Cannon.
her
her quantum healing touch.
was it Q? Yeah, HT.
Yes.
HT.
QHHT. Yes.
And the information that's coming through is all the same thing, which is all of this is speeding up, and we're supposed to be. They've kind of moved up the timeline, and so then Tiffanie found it on her own, like 2 days after that, and I didn't send it to you, which is weird because I thought I did, and. Anyway, so all this stuff is coming, so I think it all is kind
just
of
talking
in the
about a
same
lot of
soup.
change. Every message that I ever get, there's talking about a lot of change coming, and don't fear it. Stay high vibration, stay in your place. But this Dolores Cannon spoke a lot about the new Earth.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah,
the high
this-
vibration.
We're just in a higher vibration, so you don't.
and that this will.
The lower dimensional energy, we just don't notice anymore. So we're-
Marconics.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's incredible. But here's the thing: ascending. I will bitch and moan to everybody about it. I don't want to kumbaya. I don't want to telecommunicate. I don't want to do that.
What do you want to do?
I don't know, because I get naughty in my head and I laugh. Last night I was laughing. I was just with these
With Robin.
penises.
We have the same brain.
I'm laying there and Charles is like, why are you laughing? Because I just kept laughing and because there's this house across the street and there are these mushrooms, and mushrooms just freak me out because they grow overnight. I mean, not even like little seedlings. Next thing you know, they're like, 4 inches tall. And so I'm over there taking pictures and I look at it, it's like, that's a penis. It's like this little fat flesh-colored penis.
It's a phallic symbol. So she emails it to me. Look what I found.
And so she wrote back, it looks like a fun guy.
Fun guy.
It's a double.
Fun guy. That was a good one.
Double penetration. Sorry.
Stop it. Anyway, so it was funny. So it was, but I don't want people to know what I'm thinking all the time.
She's thinking.
And I don't think ascending. But do you really want to go sit on a
We
cloud?
live with boys. Come on.
No.
Do you
That's
really
why we
wanna-
come here.
Sometimes.
That's why we come here to human. Apparently, sitting on a cloud can be rather boring. You've seen it all. You kind of know it all. That's why you come here to forget.
And I don't want to be a part of a compound where we all eat each other's food and live in a big commune. I don't
What?
wanna do
And
that.
dress alike?
Well, didn't you watch Divergent when everybody they all grow their stuff and they all live as one? Fuck that! I don't want to live as one. I like having my own space, my own people.
You need to create your own commune with that shit.
Yeah.
Your own.
We'll have our
rules.
own houses
Yes.
and we'll commingle when we want to.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Because we
Look,
we are
The
we
yin over
need
there is
our-
not getting yang.
we'll go start our commune.
We need
We'll
to
grow food.
We'll
and
come eat at your house.
Kumbaya,
We'll go,
right?
We'll go raid them. Clash of Clans.
Hello.
We'll cook for you.
How often do I cook?
right,
How often does
babe.
Sarah cook?
We'll ground you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your kids are cooking for themselves in their
I
age.
know. That's something, huh?
Don't call CPS, please.
Don't call CPS.
I think that's good to create independent
I
kids.
think
We've
it's
been
wonderful.
doing a lot. I was
too.
thinking
We
about
used
you
to do
this
the
weekend.
same
We've been
thing
doing a
when I
lot
was
of baking. So when my kids cook for themselves, it's cookies
Yeah,
and
that's
cakes. I mean, they will
That's okay.
survive.
That's fun.
No nutrition, but that's okay.
Instant results with baking.
Instant results.
Macaroni and cheese at my house.
Yeah, right.
Pretty instant too.
Right.
Can of soup.
It's orange dye number 3.
I know that's
Yeah.
not red. It's okay. It's orange.
Okay.
These are all inside jokes. You got to watch the Shiny show. You got to watch the Joyride show to get all these inside jokes.
right.
These are hilarious.
That's really true. Okay, sister, come out of your closet. What have you been doing?
Okay, so we have been interviewing David McCready.
Don't say we.
we
I'm
have,
not on this trip. This is yours.
we have interviewed David McCready
have,
on our
but-
shows. We've done a couple with him. And he's 17 and 18. I looked him up, and he's a oh my gosh, he's such a dry wit English
He's amazing.
gentleman. In the book, literally fell off of the shelf in London when Kari was in the bookstore, this
Watkins.
old metaphysical bookstore. And so we interviewed him, and we've had some video Skypes, and we've been talking to him, and I actually have had some flying lessons with him because he teaches the art and science of astral travel. Oh my God, it's so much fun. And I've been doing it
That's awesome.
consciously. So I've in the past had a few lucid dreams, or you wake up in the middle of your dream and you realize you're dreaming.
Right.
But I've not had any control of it. I've been sort of yanked around and kind of
I
been
picture them
scared.
with your foot and doing this with you.
Well, I would often feel like I'd be yanked upside down and it would startle me awake. The energy was moving me around. It was very scary. But over time, I'm getting much more control of it now. And now he teaches you how to, in his book, The Great Simulator, You Are Not Here, a practical guide to recognizing the amazing illusion that you're experiencing. The first thing you have to do is understand you're not a human, really.
Third
the big
person.
T. You're a soul having this human experience. And he teaches you that once you are able to understand the astral realm, the fourth, fifth, sixth dimensions, you can go into, get higher and higher, and bring that knowledge back to your human body. And it's very beneficial. It's a ton of fun. And you do get kind of kumbaya because you can kind of find the fun in all of it. You see
Yeah.
the sense in all of it. So I'm like, I'm all into that. So I've had a couple experiences now where with doing the breathing techniques, the meditations, and the knowledge, some of it's technical and then some of it you just got to let go. I've been able to be very aware and awake. I'm not in full control yet, but I'm very excited.
That's really
That
exciting.
is exciting.
But that is your thing, though. I remember you telling me the story once. You took a nap and you saw Jeff. And
I got up and walked through my house in my nap, and I passed my husband in the hall, and he never comes home during the middle of the day. And I walked around, and the house looked different, and I saw different things. And when I woke up from my nap, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so real. But I saw Jeff. That was weird. And when I woke up and walked out in real life, he had come home and was in his office. And so I literally had passed him in the hall.
Yeah, that's
cool?
really cool.
So that's your.
I'm a novice
bumpy.
astral traveler. I know there are a lot of people who are very into this, but it's cool. I am having a great time, so I'm happy to report that this stuff works. And he teaches you don't have to be like sound asleep to get into astral travel. You can do it staying awake.
Oh, maybe we could all do it as a group.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Be like the Matrix.
And so he will teach you. He will.
Blue pill.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The girl in the red dress, remember?
Yes.
He teaches you how to kind of click
That's-
into that astral, and it's
your-
very subtle.
Why is your book so skinny? Mine's a lot fatter than that. Did you get the Cliff Notes?
Are we back on that conversation again?
Did we already talk about it?
I actually looked, why is my book so skinny and why is yours so fat?
I wasn't listening.
It was, yours
Oh,
is
you
an
have part
English
one.
version, and this is the American version. And this American version must be
Squirrel?
light.
It's weird.
It's, I don't know. I looked, every page is the same, but it must be a thinner print. I don't know. So that's what I've been up to, is playing with the astral traveling and bringing that knowledge and that insight back to the human life to make it better. I'm not trying to go somewhere and escape the human experience. I'm trying to make it even better.
Well, I think
Right?
that that's part of the whole Marconics. I keep
You have to. I
Talking
don't know what a
about
marconic is.
Okay,
sounds like
so
pasta.
it's this
So the show that we just had, number
Marconi.
49.
You're not listening to the JoyRide show. I understand that you don't listen to anybody's show.
I don't listen to anybody's ever. I only listen to mine because I got to write my paragraph.
See, I don't listen to mine either.
Okay.
But I do listen to yours.
Thanks.
Okay, so in 2012, this energy, like everything, kind of lined up, and this new energy
Okay.
came in, and it helps facilitate our ascension. It helps the body
Acclimate
rise, right,
to the vibration. Okay.
and it uncaps your chakras, because what they realized is that we were supposed to come in, we have a little bit of karma, but we got so into this reality, and I may not be saying this right, but that we keep accruing it, and we can't quite get out of off the karmic wheel. So what this does, they found that 51%, that if we can at least get 51% of our karma burned, then it's easier to rise up.
okay.
So that's what they do, is they uncap, and then you go and they pull more of your higher self in, and it's just incredible. I mean, it is incredible, and they kind of work on you. But what I've noticed is, and it takes about a month to actually integrate. And some of the stories that people have are just incredible, and they're not mine to tell, so I'm not going to tell them. But it is. Everything is very 3D. Like I can see stuff, and it's like, that doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, you start hearing the stories, and not that you don't still get into it and you don't still kind of buy into the whole thing. It's just that I can now kind of see that's a story. That's not really real. And you do sort of start moving into this other place. So that's
Well, we just did a whole
Marconics.
show
Yeah.
with Wendy Hutchison, number 49, all about Marconics healing.
Yeah.
But the other side of it, though, is 3D healing energy work now becomes a little more painful. So you're supposed to now, because it's like Reiki. Like I can't do it now. Like I can't give it to people because the energy has shifted, and so it's a little bit different coming through my body. Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting?
Well,
Yeah.
that's
You
what they
need to-
It's
found.
really resonated with Kari.
With your Reiki, you've done Reiki 1 and 2. Have you done your Master or Karuna or any of the higher levels? So maybe we need to bump up those levels
Could
Well,
be.
They have.
to go into higher
Well, it's sort of like
frequency.
iOS downloads. I mean, it's sort
Yeah.
of like, okay, now that software is running,
Right.
and now you have to
Right.
go to this other software. I don't know.
That'd be something we could look into.
Kari.
Yeah.
Cary. No, that's so cool.
Carrie.
Kari. My son asked me who was coming on the show today, and I said Kari and Sara. I keep wanting to call you Alison because I said Kari and Allison. Is that what I was?
one name.
Kari and Sara.
Callison.
And I said Kari Mina, and he said, "Is that the Kari that cusses?" I said, "Yes, that's the Kari that cusses."
Cussing Carrie.
Cussing Kari.
Haha, that's you, not me.
They've seen you on my Facebook page, and like, that's a Kari that cusses.
It's the M6 in me. I can't help it. It's genetically programmed or
I love it.
spiritually programmed.
Hey, I want to hear about what happened in Vegas when you did the psychic show.
Paranormal show.
So Carrie and I will tell the story together.
I want to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Sarah's daughter came, and they wanted to do all kinds of fun Vegas stuff, but I was so wiped out from the whole thing. I just wanted to stay in my pajamas in my room.
So this was after.
This is
your part?
yeah. Everybody had gone, and it was just this huge suite with me and Sarah. So her daughter came and crashed the party. That was good.
Amy.
And they kept inviting me. I was like, I don't want to go. I was like, fuck. I'm here in Vegas with my friend. Get out and have a good time. So I made myself get dressed, and we went out to this paranormal show. And as we're walking or standing on the escalator going up, Sarah just comes up with random shit sometimes, and I just humor her and smile. She said,
Kate.
I'm not even going to think about the pink elephant. And I look out, okay. We're up the stairs. There was people around. I didn't ask her about it. I just thought it had something to do with her and Amy, and I just let it go. So we're in the show and we're watching it, and this guy is, he's mind reading. He's doing all these number things and all these, really cool parlor tricks. But one of the things he was very important to him was the randomness of everything. So he took these frisbees and he'd throw them out into the audience, and then 4 people would catch him, and he'd say, now throw it somewhere else, and 4 more people would catch him. Well, I grabbed one of them. So he pulled me on stage, and I had my little job of whatever I was going to do. But then he wanted to find yet another random person for something else. So instead of I'm getting bumps. Look at me. Instead of throwing frisbees, he takes out a pink stuffed elephant and throws the pink elephant that she's not going to think about.
Did Adam tell you?
It was like on the escalator, and all of a sudden I just felt like this cloud of energy saying pink elephant. And it was like,
I'm not going to think about it.
okay.
I won't think about the pink elephant.
So I'm
pink
laughing.
elephant.
I'm laughing. I'm pointing to her and her kid, and they're pointing back and laughing at me. It was so funny. So then I want to tell him after the show. He says, I'll be available for pictures and autographs. And I wanted to tell him, but I was tired. I wanted to get out of there. So I was like, let's just go. So we go back down the escalator, and there he is. And there's only 1 or 2 people ahead of us in line. So we're like, I'll totally wait for that. Take over.
Okay. So, and Amy goes, well, I don't want to meet him. She was all nervous because she was so jacked over the show because he did such a fabulous job with the psychic.
He can read my mind.
Yeah. He did just a beautiful, amazing show. And so Kari and I said, well, we want a picture with them. So Amy said, I'll just take the picture. So we go up and take the picture, and Kari starts explaining about the purple elephant.
Pink
elephant.
We're going to see a
Pink
purple
elephant.
one today.
Yeah, no, we see a purple one.
Bobby, you missed it.
And so she starts talking to him, and then he kind of draws his attention to me. And then he goes, pick a number. I said, okay. And I was thinking 17 because 17 is her special angel number. And so, yes. But in the back of my mind, I wanted to choose my 22, but I couldn't because her 17 was kind of like taking
Crowding
over my
it.
thoughts. It was crowding it. But I'm like 2 foot away from him. And so I said, okay. And he's writing it down, and he flips it. He goes, what's your number? And I said, 17, and he shows me 17. So it's like, okay. Well, he's just showing me how he does it. I could just feel the energy pull. And then I proceed to tell him, I said, I'm a psychic medium, and I'm working on my abilities more. And he goes, well, do you know what automatic writing is? And I said, well, yes. And I thought he was going to give me these tips, right? I was like so excited, right? And he pulls out, he goes, I wrote this down before I came out.
22.
Before I came out for the autographs. He pulls out his business card in the back. He wrote Adam.
Stop it. Son's name.
Yes.
And Adam shows up everywhere for you.
Right, everywhere. And so I'm just caught. It was such a shock.
Yeah.
It was such a shock
Not
that
what
I'm
you-
just like, I feel tears. Kari's crying.
I know.
I'm crying.
I
And he
know.
calls Amy, goes,
Baby.
is she with you? And so calls Amy up, and Amy starts crying. So we're all standing there crying. And I said, oh, this is so beautiful and amazing. And he goes, well, then there's no need to cry. But he was feeling my energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just diverted and stopped making eye contact with me. Because he had this whole line of people he still had to do autographs for. And so I just told,
What a
I said, God bless
message.
you, thank you
Did-
for this
did you
beautiful
tell him?
Mother's Day. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I wrote-
and
I wrote-
validated that my son's name was Adam. Yeah.
And I wrote the story time, and I sent it to him. He hasn't read it yet, but because we're not friends, but he'll get it eventually. It was
No
such a
friends
good
yet.
story.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
What's his name?
Frederick.
Frederick.
Paranormal show.
Paranormal show in Vegas.
Vegas.
Okay, shout out
Uh-huh.
to Frederick.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
beautiful.
Awesome. It was
We
it was
have-
awesome.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
I don't get him on mine. Why
Alexander Demetrius is saying, how do we call in? Is this a thing with the show? Not yet. Not yet. We don't have call-ins, but we have type-ins. And you're saying you used a Reiki to get rid of the yard of leaves. But Jill Porter saying astral travel parties. Heck yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be so
We're going to
fun.
meet on Mars.
And Jill is telling us it's quantum healing
grow
hypnosis
potatoes.
therapy. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
QHHD.
Thank
We
you,
knew
thank
it was
you.
something like that. Jan is saying, can't different dimensions be thoughts? Can different dimensions be thought of as different densities since it's all energy? That's a good question. And Wade once said, I'd like to hear more about the new Earth.
I would a little bit too. I just know this
So
much.
yes, all
Dolores
these different
Cannon.
dimensions.
How much time do we have?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
15
about
minutes.
to. No, I'm kidding.
How did that happen?
And also,
Okay.
too, I know, Alison, other people have channeled Dolores now. I want her
Yes.
take
Yes.
his on the New Earth from now in spirit versus her books when she was in physical.
I wonder if she was, to me, she always felt like, oh, God, you people are just dense. I mean, she had this energy that was just like, fuck, seriously? Anyway, so the New Earth, as I have seen it, I actually saw going there, and I met with someone there and asked a bunch of questions.
You have to go into more depth than that.
All right, fine. So this was a few years ago. Y'all have heard the story, haven't you?
Sorry.
Synchronicity. Wendy. Hi, Wendy. So I had cancer and melanoma, found it, spot gone, so it didn't really count. And a bunch of other people around me had it too. And so I started doing a bunch of research and I came up with food supply. And so based on that, that's sort of the backstory. So then I had this dream, I guess, and it was such a real, vivid dream. Normally when I dream like about a bottle, or I'll dream about Kari's face, but I won't dream in
we all dream of Kari's
face. Kari's face. And the 3D, like in the whole, like I can see everything, the wind blowing, I was telling you, like a Cheeto bag floating by, and I finally figured out what
there's the food chain contamination.
There it is, right there.
It's
orange dye number 3.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like a tumbleweed. I just spent on my. Anyway, so I had been shopping out at Town and Country out west, and then I decided to go home because something big was happening. Sort of like the day a hurricane hits or Y2K, how everybody kind of wonders what's going to happen, but I didn't know what it was. So I come back. I think they're telling me to quit shopping. So I came back to my family, and we get in the husband's car, all five of us, and we're driving. And all of a sudden, we did this weird flip. It felt like flipping into a pool, like off of the diving board. But I was giddy. It was funny, and it was fun. So in the meantime, and this Judi Dench-looking person, really short hair.
I've met her too.
I know. That's so cool. In a robe, she meets me. And and then in the meantime, in this world, my children run in, they're itty bitties, and they run in, wake us up, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Husband says, I got it, you go back to sleep. So I went back into the dream, picked up met her right where I left off, and she said, do you know where you are? And I said, well, no, not really. And she said, well, you peeked behind the curtain, so to speak, and so there are folks that we've decided to take off out of this world. And so she said, do you have any questions? I said, well, yeah, and I think I may have talked about this in this last show, but I said, yes, I have, do I have a house? Of course, my first one, because I don't want to live in a commune. I don't want to live in a yurt. I want a yurt, but I don't want to live in a yurt. And she said, well, of course. She laughed. She's like, of course you have a house. You can have anything you want. I said, okay. And I asked her, what else did I ask?
You said, did my husband have a job?
Yeah, does my husband have a job? She said, yes, he's an attorney. She said, yes, but we don't sue here. And so the need for that is he won't have to do that, but he can work on inventions. She said, whatever we work on here, we put on Earth. And I asked why, what was going on. She said, well, the greed, like things have gotten so dense and so over, like too much. It's like it's tipped the wrong way.
It's not balanced.
So we've taken some people off, which I don't know why you take the light off. I mean, but anyway, and she said, anyway, and I wanted to know if there was a government, and she said, no, there's a council, and anyway, some other things, which I don't want to go into, but it was, but the place was, it looked just like here. It was just shiny, and it was beautiful. I know, shiny. And it was beautiful, and it was almost like crystal in the air. I mean, it was just like here, but clean. Like when you look around and you see dust is decay to a large degree,
right?
Or skin cells that have fallen off and decay. And so, and it was just perfect. And I did ask if my neighbor was there, and they said, well, no, but you can look on your phone. So I guess there's an app to see where everybody is. A new Earth app. So
find me in which dimension?
She is in the, and so, but what was interesting,
she's not a good one.
What was interesting though is that she had said that, or not too long after that, to give you an idea of when this was, because I have no concept of time. There is a show on HBO called Left Behind or Leftovers, I think, with Jennifer Aniston's husband or boyfriend, whatever, that guy. I don't know, but I haven't seen the show. But we saw the ad for it. It was getting ready to start, and I was like, that's just like my dream I had. And Charles, it's like, okay, all right, fine. But it was Anyway.
Think you're crazy until there you are.
Until
So we're all in the new earth.
yes.
You're nuts.
So someone contacted me last week, and she actually saw what it was like to be there. And so we had a lot of the same experience, or some of the same, but she actually saw the mountains and the water and she actually saw it, and it was just, the way she described it was beautiful.
Do you flip back and forth to dimensions? Or
Me?
'cause you don't meditate. How are you getting there? You?
Yeah, I do flip back and forth. I can just kind of put myself there.
All right.
But I don't know about there. I don't try to go there. But it's, yeah.
Well, even sometimes when I meditate and I'm in a higher place, I will see the visual, almost like astral traveling, but I'm not moving. I'm just watching it, like I'm observing.
Observing.
And it's just like here. It's like I'm watching everything on HD. Like everything is more vibrant.
Super. Yes, exactly.
Or just like noticing energy more.
Mm-hmm. Like you can almost see it.
You can almost see it, like it's a curtain. So sometimes I can see it where it looks like almost like not a spider web, but it's like a quilting.
Yeah.
The veil.
Do you see it every now and then? And when I did actually do yoga, we'd lay in our savasana during Bikram, where you just kind of, I think you kind of take a rest, and I could see things, almost like the heat that comes off the road.
Yeah.
Things
Just
would just
the
sort of
energy.
start to move around. Is that what that was?
Well, for me, I can do that. If I'm in a happy place, right? Good, happy, peaceful place. But a lot of times when I'm out walking, where there's no distractions, where I can just look and we'll see it, I can just see like the dimension. It's almost like an energy field. Mm-hmm. It's like you're looking beyond. It's like when you're noticing like your aura, but yet you're looking at the air, and it's like all of a sudden I see like energy, like you can see black orbs.
I see all that
Yes,
stuff
squiggly.
too.
Yes, that's what that's what I'm learning
yeah,
to do,
so-
to
or-
bring it in a conscious, a happy, calm state.
Yeah, and there's different YouTube videos on how to see energy that you can watch.
And it's subtle too, though.
It's very subtle,
It's
but once you
very
catch
subtle.
it, then you start noticing it.
Yeah,
So
once
we talked
you
about that a
train
little
yourself.
bit in Vegas, and we compared it to like how you train your eyes to see the magic eye pictures.
I love those.
Yes,
Where you kind of have
it's a
to
shift.
soften them.
Yeah.
No,
And they're both there, but once you see it, you can
easy
kind of
to-
go back
and
and
it's
forth
easy to go back and
between.
forth.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
And now through my third
a
eye,
great
I can close my eyes and see, and I just see the particles all over. It's almost like if you were to take a glass at the kitchen sink and fill it with water, and you look at it, go, well, I'm not going to drink it because you see
You
all
can
the
see all the
particles.
stuff inside.
That's what I see.
So
I see sparkles too, all over.
we went to Africa, and we came home, and my kids had to have the bearded dragon, so we had to go pick this thing up, and I don't think I'd slept in 24 hours. And I just remember, I should not have been driving, and I remember driving to Michelle's house. I was driving, and it was gold, and it was like I was going through this tunnel, and I could see all this stuff. So if we sleep deprived, maybe we should do that.
That's it,
when we
because
go
you
to
have no
New
resistance.
Braunfels.
Okay.
Should we just
Just
stay,
stay
up
up
for
all
like
night?
24 hours?
Yes.
With toothpicks. Red Flintstone.
The Jerry.
We have a JoyTribe. We call ourselves the JoyTribe, and we're so fortunate that we have you guys here in Houston because we get to
So glad
hug
I
you,
stalked you.
yeah, and hang out. And we've got a little girls' trip planned, so we like to get together monthly at least and
Yes.
go do some kind of adventure or something fun.
This is going to be really fun. We're stealing Elisa too. We're going to take
Yes,
her.
Mama Elisa Medhus is coming with us for
yeah,
a little
and Emma.
And
getaway.
Emma's
And
coming from
Emma!
Belgium.
Emma and her mom are coming from Belgium. I'm so excited.
Gosh, it's going to be a big old party.
She's
It
an
is gonna be a big
amazing
old
medium.
party. She's so fun. She's like, I said, well, honey, what do you want to do? She said, I just want to hug necks. I just want to hug necks.
Stop
So
it,
yeah,
easy.
she's just so excited.
So we're going to try and plan a show, a Joyride show like this, live with Emma and Elisa if she wants to come, and we'll just pack the house and do a little.
Bring the stools.
Bring the stools, bring the bar stools.
All
We
right.
brought half
I-
of Carrie's kitchen in there this morning.
They were too short.
Okay, so who do we have? We have hi Patsy
You
from
get that?
Ireland.
I don't get that.
We have Brenda from Oregon. Hi guys.
Oh.
Kathy is recommending
There you
Dolores
go.
Cannon's
Thank
books.
you, Mommy.
Absolutely.
Oh,
great to
Convoluted
read.
Universe is
Convoluted,
amazing.
yeah,
Yes,
Universe.
yes. She
3
has some
Waves of
amazing
Volunteers, New Earth.
And I believe her
Alexander,
daughter,
you're funny.
And her daughter is,
yeah.
her daughter is
Another book.
continuing
And
on. So there's a lot
many of
out
different
there.
channelings. Allison's channel.
We need to get a
Dolores.
hold of her again because that was one of my
Celestine
first
Grace has.
interviews.
Uh-huh.
And I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. And this was my best question I had for her. So what else do you want to say? I want another shot at her.
Hi, Steve. By the way, I love that you're with us. You are always with us. Anyway, so Mr. Steve Carroll. Or is it
Hello.
Carroll? Carroll.
Carol. Either way, he'll answer to whatever you call him, I'm sure.
He's been called worse. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
No, I think you're friends with him.
What's coming down the line for the Shiny Show girls? You could just wrapped up this huge event in Vegas, and the shows will be rolling out.
Yes, we did record a bunch of shows. We got UK coming up too.
Tell us about the
Wait, are you
UK.
up?
We're doing the same thing that we did, but different. I did the Las Vegas one, and then she's, planning the UK one, and she's got me signed up for all kinds of stuff. I was
But you have a big crowd coming, right?
ill-prepared to do, but I'm gonna do it. But yeah, we're doubling our capacity this time
And
around.
it's in England?
Yes, it's in England.
Is there room left if anybody wants to join in?
You can come to the event, but I think that accommodations.
You're going to
in
find your own.
ours. You
You're on
gotta
your
find
own.
your own. Yes.
And when is it? Give a plug for
A
the...
plug. Let's see. I'm not even sure because I'm starting off. Actually, I'm going to Belgium to be in Emma's event.
Nice.
When is that? Why don't I know about it?
I don't know, but you should come.
It's in the fall, isn't it?
I think it's 9/11.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, yes. And then the other one's the following week.
In
the one in
England.
England. So I'm gonna.
And Allison will be there for that, and you're going to be bringing in God and God's God. And
Yeah, an
Who
angel.
knew God had a God?
There's, just like everything else, it's infinite.
Anything,
Hey, there's
everything is
Mr. Neil
possible.
Hamill.
say hi to
In the
Mr.
house.
Neil.
Hi, Mr. Neil.
He's coming in right behind us here. We're almost done with our joy show. I don't want this to end.
Well, let's go mimosas afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anybody in Houston, come join us.
Woo, yeah, come on down.
And what's going on with you? I know you've got Nora's thing. What's coming up for,
And so
for
I'm
Sarah?
still on the Channeling Eric Medium site. And so,
It's
yes.
channelingericmediums.com.
And I remember on the last show I discussed how I did the Reiki at the college, and now and
Teaching classes?
my mentor, she is retired from teaching there, and I have taken over her spot at the college.
Oh,
so I taught
wow.
it last semester, and I'll be teaching it this fall, Reiki 1 and 2.
Where? At what
Awesome.
college?
At the Lone Star at the Montgomery in the Woodlands campus.
Okay. And if you're in
Oh.
Houston, if you're on the north side, Montgomery College.
Yes. And there's
Reiki
other
classes.
adult classes, other spiritual classes.
Catherine
I love that
Moreland,
spiritual
Catherine
classes
Moreland.
are
At the
on the
community college.
schedule
I know.
now.
Right? How awesome
Come
is
do
that?
channeling, astral travel, Reiki.
I got another plug.
Yes, please.
Okay. I have, let's see, what's today? Tuesday? I think I got 2 more days of I'm the featured medium in Channeling Eric Medium.
Yes. That's right.
So for another couple more days, I'm offering the BOGO, the buy one, get one free. So if you want an energy healing, now's the time to get it. Come sample me out.
Okay,
Good
so
She got
stuff.
her drumstick ready.
That's right. I got Adam's drumstick. It's my magic wand so I can go out and twirl properly.
Oh, I have a book for you, by the way. Remind me when we go back to the house.
Okay.
Okay.
But you have your own version of healing. It doesn't fit in with Reiki or
No,
quantum
in fact, I
healing.
got very lucky because Archangel Metatron came and helped promote me and told me what I was actually doing. And
Well,
he
we
said-
all know it
he
works, so
speeds
I don't
stuff
care what
up.
label you call it.
That's
He's
right.
like a rocket booster on your ass.
No,
Seriously.
isn't that crazy? And that's who I use my who helps me in the attunements, the Reiki attunements, is Metatron and Michael.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, can you do a little bit of...
You want some light language?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
this
have
is
2
really
minutes,
cool.
so you gotta do it.
All right, you can just
We're
interrupt
going to end
me
on a
when you
good
need
note.
to.
So just take a deep breath and
Okay.
open up your chakras.
Close your eyes.
Okay. Osokoloko, olokotoko, osokoloko malakatake, elaholo, osoloko malakatake, ele olo osokamateke, isekime ele kata oloko asaka malakatake, ele ko utoko usuku malakatake, ele elu ulu usukumoto, okohomotaka, asaka lakate, ele holo, osoko malatake, eke hese melekete, oloko usukumotaka, akahama lakatake. Sometimes it doesn't want to stop.
I don't want you
It
to
got
stop.
sped up.
Sometimes it goes fast. So I'm trying to get a little singy with it, but I don't know if I should go that route.
I've never heard you sing. I've ever heard you sing.
You might not want to.
So that is your light language, and it comes through you. I know we talked about this when we came on the show the first time, and it's got its own
feels good.
vibration.
It does.
It's healing. It's really cool.
I heard someone, I have to find it. It reminded me a lot of, I think you have someone, I would love to sit and hear you talk back and forth with someone. Wouldn't that be funny?
I call it my Mexican Hawaiian. That's what it sounds like to me.
To me, it sounds African.
Mexican
Kind of
Hawaiian
the
African.
clicky click.
Oh,
That, yeah.
the
I don't know if it's
Kong
ever-
people.
Yeah, the Kong.
The Kong. Light
so
language.
funny.
We love your light language. We
Thank
love all these
you.
different languages, whether it's light or sound, energy, whatever. It's all the same thing, just a different expression of it. So, and we're all doing our own thing.
So guys, this is what we do at home. Whether we're cutting out, I mean, we'll sit at the kitchen table.
Crafts
We'll
in
do
my
vision
house.
books. We'll do
Yes.
vision books, or we'll just sit and eat and talk, and this is what we do.
Thank you for joining
So
us
thank
here
you.
live,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Love
Group
you.
hug.
Oh.
Yay!
Thanks, everybody.
Y'all
Thanks
have
for
a
joining
great
us on
week.
Facebook Live, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
I
Mwah.
see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful